Hello, good evening. This is Inka Deshola and I'm live on Farm Right with Inka. If you are with me, then let's start. Now, like I was saying at the other channel, I said there's some questions we left unanswered last week. The first question says, the first person asks, how do I pay my farm laborers? The second person asks, what's the importance of compost? Here. So please let me see your hands if you are there, your comments if you are there with us. If there's nobody yet, okay, hi, I can see you. Yeah, okay, so I'm not alone after all. Okay, so the first question said, how do I pay my farm laborers? Like I said, we get our laborers from far away: Togo, Guinea, Burkina Faso. Juliet, you are welcome. Praise Achima, you are welcome. Thank you for coming around. So like I was saying, because we should just go, we have just 1 hour. I'll be stopping by 9 o'clock. So I said the unfinished question last week, how do we pay the laborers? We get our laborers through the border. They come in, they are from Benin Republic, Togolese, Burkina Faso, and every other place. And so when they come around, they stay with you for a year. Actually, they came around March, April. Yes, they count it as 1 year. They come around March and they'll be leaving you by early December or middle of December. Now, the payment for them is a motorcycle called Bajaj. I believe you all know Bajaj. Presently, Bajaj is about 250, 240, 270,000, depending. Ali Olawale, you are welcome. Depending on the season. So when you, Mr. Anthony, you are welcome, sir. So when you pay them, when they come in, you negotiate, you are going to pay a motorcycle, brand new Bajaj, for a year. See, their 1 year is just 9 months, sometimes 8 months. Sometimes 8 months. But they worked like, I don't know how to describe. Now, the Bajaj, you are going to provide accommodation for them, you are going to feed them, you are going to be in care, you are going to take charge of their health and every other thing that is necessary, but they are going to work for you. But there's one major thing I said. If they are working for you, you have to supervise. See, they are like this. They are not used to this our system. So you have to supervise and show them this is what you need to do. Please keep the questions coming. Like I said, this section is to answer questions. If you have your question, just drop it. I will attempt to read, and then we can come up with some other questions. So, and for those that are just joining us, I'm answering last week's question about laborers. So when the laborers come around for 8 months, 9 months, now for them to come back the next year, I discovered most farmers, most people, people kind of maltreat them. You see them as their laborers, they are getting their money, they are getting paid. When you do that to them, they will not come back again the next year. They will not come to your place. They will come and work in Nigeria, but they will look for another place because everybody is looking for greener pasture. So they are working is their own greener pasture. So all in all, by the time you calculate, I think their salary is about 35,000 per month. And to me, candidly, if you have been, especially for cropping, and if you want something a bit dedicated, I think you should go for them. But like I told you, the challenges for this week is that for this year, COVID prevented them from coming. So a lot of people, they could not come in, and many people are still, as I speak now, many farmers are stranded with laborers. So there's possibility that food production will reduce. That is that I saw after we left last week. The second question asks about compost. I'm sure many people don't know anything about compost. Mr. Oladeji, you are welcome. Mr. Benga, you are welcome. You are welcome. Now, many people don't know what we call compost. I told people, your soil is gold. To a farmer, soil is gold. Now, if your soil is your gold, you should take care of your soil. There's some mistakes we do make, and even me, I make some mistake at times. When you are taking care of a small place of land, you get enough manure, you get enough soil to fill, you get enough manure, you get enough soil to fill the place up, as in to take care of this. For instance, we recommend enough, when we talk of manure, that's cow dung or poultry waste or whatever you can think of. So when you have it, you have to make sure, now you are looking to make your soil black. You know what I mean by black soil? When you go to those dustbins where we throw our dirt and everything, you see the way that soil used to do? That's the way your farm soil should be. And that is what it's called, compost. That is manure and every other thing that has composted, that has decomposed over time. You put it down. For instance, if you go and pack poultry waste, the poultry waste, you can't just use it directly like that. So you allow it to dry it up, or you allow it to decompose. Decomposition means it breaks down some of the nitrogen nutrient, the every nitrogen nutrient that could burn your plant. Welcome Mars, I'm seeing you. It breaks down the nitrogen nutrients, and you'll be able to, the plant to a quantity that the plant will be able to take, that the plant will be able to late. When like I keep telling people, for everything, especially in cropping, let's talk about cropping. If you want to have a good yield, just make sure you take care of your soil. You don't need to have plenty land. You just need a small land with good soil. If your soil is good, it will give you better yield. So instead of going for 5 acres, go for just 1 acre. I even said 1 acre is too much if you are going to put in all the good work. And there's another thing, I'll tell you the challenges we have now. Currently, there's no rain. Every farmer has been shouting, there's no rainfall, there's no this, there's no that. Oh, what can you do? You see, in the times of when there's no rain like this, I've been telling people, don't bother going to farm if you don't have irrigation system. Irrigation system irrigation is a means for you to add water to your soil, to your crops when there's no rainfall. If you have your irrigation, the time there's no rain, you just open your tap and you give the water. But the time there's rain, you leave it for like 2-3 days without watering. But if you don't have irrigation and you're on the farm, it means you wait and you don't know. How many of us know when rain will fall? We don't know. At times, a week, 2 weeks, rain will not fall and everybody will be shouting. In that process, I think I explained last week what happened to your crop. Please, to break that here, please, we need questions. I need some questions. See, if you ask me to be lecturing, I can lecture until tomorrow, non-stop. I'll just be getting from one to the other and everything. But I like to flow along with the class. So I like to have the questions. I like to, it kind of make me go, if it's kind of, to let me know, okay, this is what people are with me. It's not that I'm just talking to myself. I know you are seeing me. I can't see you, I can read. I know you are around, you are listening to me. But when you ask questions, it motivates me. It makes me know, okay, these people are with me. It's not that they are just watching me. But if you ask me to be lecturing or teaching, I can see some of my ex-participants here, and they know I can talk from now till tomorrow, and I will not repeat it twice. And you'll be learning from what I'm saying. But I don't just want to go that way. So please, okay, so please, let's keep the question coming. I'll still continue lecturing, but please let the question come. If you have concern on crops, on any other thing you think, marketing, if you have concern on marketing, exports, and every other thing, please let us know. I'm going to mention something. Yesterday, I shared a video on my Facebook yesterday where there was somebody here there saying Kenya is the one supplying Europe their fruits and vegetables. What is Nigeria doing? You wondered, and we have so many unemployed youth. And you know the funny thing, we have plenty unemployed youth. Likewise, we have plenty people that want to invest in agriculture. So how do we solve that issue? It's been a big challenge, because if people that want to invest could really invest and it's profitable, it means the youth will be employed. But the challenge we have is that first, you see, like I said, when we first come into farm, when most of us run into farm, we just want to make money. Quick, let me just make this money and disappear. But you find out when you get there, it is not as easy as it seems. It is not as easy as they are telling us. So it is when we get there, you realize, okay, this is not right, this is not right. But most cases, you find out that even when people discover this thing is not right, they still don't make corrections. As in, you come to the farm, you met the old farmers, and then you join the same system they are practicing, and you keep going. Now I have a question here. So good. Now the question from one of my guys said, is organic practicable on a commercial scale? Yes. Good. Yes. Now let me answer that question. Organic first. What is organic? Organic means growing the natural way. Yeah. If you want to grow on the natural means, you don't use synthetic. When I mean synthetic, I mean all this chemical. Pesticide is what we use to control pests. There's herbicide, what we use to control herbs, weeds, and every other thing. Now all these things are made with chemicals, poisonous, toxic chemicals, and all this stuff. Now when you now talk of organic is growing food in a good way that you don't use all those chemicals. You make the food natural. Yes, organic is practicable, and the question here is organic practicable on commercial? Yes, it is practicable on commercial. But it's practicable on commercial if you have access to some machineries that will ease the work. Now, why people are not doing organic on commercial basis is this. One, if you want to get your work certified as organic, you need to prepare all the materials for your pesticide by yourself. I remember about 3 years ago, I produced a pesticide called Pestomax. Actually, we sold a lot of it. But along the line, I was like, I don't know why I stopped producing it. Maybe it's because it's stressful. Let me answer you. What did I use to make the pesticide? Neem. And you know what we call neem? Dongoyaro. This is our normal dongoyaro that we use for brushing in the morning. That tree is highly medicinal. It's very good for so many things. So we use dongoyaro. We use chili pepper, the normal chili pepper that you eat, the garlic that you eat. It's those things that we use for pesticide. But the challenge we have is the production, the process of producing it. As in, you can easily enter the shop and pick pesticide. You see in shop they store like several kind of pesticide. You can easily pick synthetic because it has been produced. Plenty of it has been imported. So you can easily enter any shop and pick as many as you want to buy. But if you ask me now to be producing on my farm, it takes a long time. I remember then I bought a lot of drums and everything. But you have to prepare the neem separately. You have to prepare chili. You have to prepare garlic. You have to prepare a lot of things. I even bought oil expeller for it. So it's this process. Even today I still thought about it. I said, and people were still looking for it, but I stopped producing it because I felt it's stressful producing it. Now on a commercial scale, if we have organic on commercial scale, like I was saying, instead of using the working machine, there's attachments you can put to your tractors that will make beds for you. We call it bed shapers. If you have bed shapers, it will shape your bed, so you don't need to use hand. I remember so many times. Do you know what discourages us from doing organic on a large scale? We believe you have to use manual. Imagine the boys on my farm, they do just 5 beds per day. 5 raised bed. They cultivate 5 raised bed per day. And in the case that I tell you that in my acre, I have 80 raised bed. Imagine how many days it will take me to make 1 acre of pepper if I'm using manual. But the challenge is we have plenty tractors in Nigeria. We have all the attachment like arrow, but we don't have the attachment that will make the good beds for us to use organic on a commercial scale. And that is why you notice all these people that come from outside. There's a farm I saw recently in Ogun State. Do you know what they do? They use mulching. Like the most challenging thing in organic farm is weeding. So instead of you take mulching. Now I will tell you another disadvantage of mulching again. When you are using mulching, manually laying mulching is very difficult. What is mulching? I hope I'm not too fast. Mulching is, mulching means there are 2 methods of mulching. You can either use natural or the synthetic one. Not synthetic, I call it plastic mulch. Now, for the natural one, you go around and source for grasses, everything, and put it underneath your plants, so that when the plant receive water, the water will stay longer under. When the plant receive manure or any other thing, it stay longer. Everything under the plant will stay. It will last longer. Now the second one is that when you use mulching, weed will not grow, and weed competes with your plant. So if weed is not growing beside your plant, automatically your plant will grow and you have higher yield. For instance, I have a plant of tomatoes or a plant of pepper or any plant, and by the time the weed, they don't need all the manure and everything before they grow. Weed grow anyway. They are unwanted grasses. So when you have the weed, they compete with your plant. The food your plant is going to eat, they take out of it. The water your plant is going to eat, they take out of it. The sun that is meant for your plant, they take out of it. At the end of the day, your plant will look tiny and sick. and it will not produce much fruit. But when you already put your mulch, you already put your manure, you have your constant water, and you now use mulching to protect it from too much sun. You use mulching to retain the water in the soil. It means your yield and your plants will be strong, and it will be able to produce good fruit for you. I hope I answered that question on organic. So the challenges we have in Nigeria why we are not doing the organic is that we don't have the machineries to do organic on a large scale. For instance, for you to do organic on a large scale, you need machineries. You need bed shapers. You need plastic mulch laying machine. For instance, I told you when we are laying plastic mulch again, it takes time. It's even where they were using machine to lay the plastic mulch. In a day, they can lay about 5 acres. As in, it makes work to be easy. It makes work to be fast. It even makes work to be it's like fun, like you are playing. You know, you can imagine within days you finish bed making, within this mulching, you apply fertilizer, you apply your manure and every other thing. It's encouraging. I told you when I read Market Gardener and he told me what they earn, and the little effort they used to earn that money on just 1 acre. It motivates me to adopt the system of organic, of not using fertilizer and all this stuff. I have another question. I hope that answer has been answered. Yes, we can do organic on a large scale. Now, somebody said, I have interest in plantain farming. Can you advise on the best approach? Good. You see, there was a time plantain was raining, everybody was planting plantain. And I now took my time to study, okay, why are they all planting plantain? I realized, you see, the news we just hear is, hey, this thing is making money, then everybody starts getting into it. By the time you all rush, now plantain takes between 9 months, 10 months, 11 months. Now, the good agricultural practices, I'm always shouting this, I'm always saying this. People did not apply it. For instance, when people want to start the farm for plantain, they will just clear the land and put the suckers. Now, in other places where I've seen people plant plantain, where people are really making money from plantain, where their plantain produce high fruits, what they do there is, the first thing you do, you dig the soil. As in, you dig the base of the soil where you want to put your suckers. Then you soak it with enough poultry waste or cow dung. When I said enough, I mean enough. By the time you soak it, then you cover it with a little bit of soil, and then you now put your plantain. By the time you put your plantain inside it, the plantain roots will gradually develop to go and feed on those nutrients you've supplied. But don't forget, you need to give it water too. You are welcome, sir. You need to give it water too, regular watering. You see, the challenge we have when people are planting in Nigeria, when they say they want to make money from plantain, you plant plantain. Then, because you are waiting for rain, I've discussed with you how plants make use of rain. That whenever they are using rain, the rain will not, whenever they are using rainwater and the rain stopped and you didn't supply it water, it feeds back on the nutrients it has accumulated before that is using to develop. And then when it continues growing again. But if you didn't bring back the water, it dies. But all through the plant life, if you give it the maximum quantity of water it needs, it means you are going to get the maximum quantity of yield that you desire. Not only water, please, all the good things you are supposed to give it. Your water, your manure. Just, you see, I told you, imagine you want to plant 10 acres and you start digging the soil. You need an auger to dig the soil. You need something to fill the manure for the plantain. And this is what most people don't do. Another thing for you to make plantain profitable too, the second point is, look, if you want to plant plantain, all of us wait for rainfall. It is during the rainy season, we all rush, we clear our 1 acre, 2 acre, 10 acre, and then we all plant plantain. And we are waiting for the same quantity of rainfall to satisfy the plantain. Then the plantain too will wait for the quantity of whatever it can produce for us. Then when our market comes, everybody will be going to the market at the same time. Going to the market at the same time means you harvested yours. Meanwhile, on your farm, your plantain did not do well, but the little you harvest, it comes out in September. On my farm, it didn't do well, but the little I have, it's ripened in September. And A, B, C, D, E, F, all of us, we are going to the market in September. What happened? So a bunch of plantain becomes 200 naira, 300 naira. Then people start begging you, please come and buy plantain. So the advice I give if you are going to plantation, if you want to plant in January, make sure you get your irrigation. Put some plantain down, 1 acre. Do it well. Put your manure. Make sure you give it regular water. Do everything that is necessary, that is recommended for you to do. If you now do that, by February, plant another 1 acre. But like I'm telling you, you should be ready to give it water at all time. You'll be amazed that the one you planted in January will be coming out in September. Let's even say that September it came out. It met glut. Everybody plant. Okay, it can meet glut. If you plant in January, that September you are having, nobody will have, because they didn't plant in January. They all planted in April or May, or you know what I mean. So I told people we should learn to plant batch by batch. One of my oga was asking me one question today. He said, why am I not supplying them? I told him, look, oga, only me cannot plant to supply you. Yes, I know there's market, but each time I keep begging people, come, let's grow together, let's plant together. Yes, I know there's challenges, but you see, it's passion, it takes interest. And then you can't just make money tomorrow on the farm. Like every business, you build business. So you build your farm just like you are going to build other business. You build your farm. It's a gradual thing. It's not that most people now, they will tell you, bring 10 naira, get this. No, it doesn't work that way. But you build a farm gradually. Okay, for instance, if you give me 1 million naira and I use the 1 million naira to buy all machineries, how will I return your money? But it should be an established farm. You establish, gradually build it over time. It's not just one day. You just say, okay, I got a farm and I need to do this. Now, I have a question there. Why not move closer to swampy areas for water? Good question, sir. Yes. Now, you see, most of us, when we like, for instance, let me use myself as an example. When I was coming here for farming, I never knew. I went to look for a river basin. You know what I mean by river basin? Federal government have river basins scattered all over the countries and every other thing. I went to look for a river basin because they have dams, and then they have pivot irrigation but the pivot irrigation covers about 48 or 50 hectares of land. Yes. So farmers come there together, you contribute, you pay for fuel and everything, then they are supposed to supply you water. But I found out there, because I went there purposely because of water. But at the time I got there, I discovered when it's time to give us water, they will say, some other people have not paid. So you have to wait. At the end of the day, you couldn't even get the water to use for your land. So the next thing I did was to look for a place and drill a borehole. But like I told you, borehole is not recommended for commercial farming, especially crop. Borehole is good for livestock. Livestock will not drink much water. But if you are planting vegetables or you are planting any other thing, please forget borehole for commercial farming, especially in dry season, because the cost of most of our farms are not in the city. They are in the rural area. They are in bushes and everything. So you have to run generator. You have to run fuel. You buy fuel. Like on my farm, if it's dry season, we buy 3,000 fuel every blessed day to plant vegetables. So your cost of production is high when you compare to somebody using a surface water. And like the swampy area, it is now advise people, even me, I'm already making an arrangement. You get a swampy area, you excavate it, as in expand it. Expand the place, get an excavator, let them expand it. There's something I read, they call rain harvesting. They are doing it in Ghana, they are doing it in Kenya. I have some of the documents with me, I wrote to them there. So you do rain harvesting, you expand that water, because most of this swampy area, they dried up in dry season. But when it's a swampy area, you excavate, expand it more. By the time you expand it more, you will be able to, the water in dry season, the water will just be going down. It will not finish. It will go, depending on the size. The water will be going down. Then by the rainy season, it's filled up back again. And I remember I read about a farmer that excavates 100 meter by 100 meter distance. And at the end of the day, he was able to use it to farm 6 hectares of land in dry season. And that is much. That is a lot when you go. So right now, the advice I give to people, borehole is not advisable for commercial farming. No, don't even bother. If it's livestock, yes. Livestock doesn't drink much water. So the borehole will supply. Like on my farm, imagine the borehole is sufficient enough, because the borehole supply, we pumped 30,000 liters of water per day. And you can imagine it's not enough for what we are doing. So you need swampy water. Yes, you need to go close to swampy water. And then the challenges again is that we don't have much swampy water around. As in swampy area. For instance, in Okeogun area, you can go several kilometers, there will be no water. Several kilometers, there will be no water. Now, I told you something. Let me use this one. In the north, The north, they know they have low level of water, as in low rainfall. Because the northerners know they already have low rainfall, so they created dams. In Kano alone, Kano have 22 dams. And all these 22 dams are used for irrigation. That is why they could supply us that much food. And you know their cost of production have gone down. Because now, let me explain. When you are using swampy area or surface water, you need just this mud pump. There's something we call mud pump. I don't know if you understand it. This mud pump, by the time I'm spending 3,000, somebody using mud pump will be spending 400 naira fuel to pump the same quantity of water. So in northern area, they created plenty dams. But let me put this, in Oyo State too, we have 20, I think Oyo State have the largest number of dams after Kano, but we are not using any for commercial purpose. Yes. Kano has 22 dams and they are using everything. Oyo State also have 22, but I'm not sure they are using it for, nobody is doing any commercial activities there. No. So I think we need to look into that. And then the challenges we have, I'm sorry, I need to tell you this. The challenge you have is that when you go there, you see, I'm sorry, civil servant, I'm going to go about with you today. You see, civil servants constitute a lot to what we do in Nigeria. If you go to, like I was telling you of the river, of the basin I used, at the basin, because the money you paid is not part of their salary, that's not where they get their money. It's ogata. So they don't care whether your crop failed or your crop does not fail. You know what I mean? So you see, when you are going to river basins, all these dams, and there are civil servants that are there, all these project manager, whatever, all these government people that are there, please, you are risking your project. Why did I say you are risking your project? Your oga have to sign to this, but this one have to do this. That one, they start pushing you, pushing that, and by the time you are through, your plant is gone. You don't have anything again. No, you don't. So please, it's not advisable to go to all these river basin, dams, whatever. The protocols are too much, and they don't care whether, you know what I mean? Because after all, their salary is not coming from there. So they don't care whatever is happening. So people like us that are private, that are struggling to get that money, we wouldn't take that risk. So it's not advisable. But what I said, you can form a group if you have the money. Yeah, just like one of my guys suggested, swampy area. You can create rain harvesting for yourself. During rainfall, water enters it. And when there's no rain, you start using the water. And then you won't have issues. You won't have problem. Yeah, somebody said mud pump is more effective for commercial farming. Yes, mud pump is far effective. Like I told you, in the north, what they do with the mud pump, what they do is they connect 2-3 mud pumps. So it can go a long distance. If the water is somewhere, it can go several kilometers. You just see them from one mud pump to another. And that's what they used to farm. That's what they used to cultivate, and that's why they could supply us all this food they are supplying, all these projects. Then another issue, you see, in the north, they don't care about it should be on my farm, it should not be on my farm. I used to have a friend. They were trying to do some projects, and when they were trying to do some project, we have this mentality. We all want to be CEO, Chief Executive Officer. It is my farm, or I'm the founder, or I'm whatever. We need to drop that mindset. I'll tell you why, especially for we that are just coming up. I'll tell you the reason. You see, imagine 4 guys. They want to set up a project. They want to set up a project. The 4 guys. Now, when they want to set up the project, each of them has already bought a land. But the project they want to do, they started fighting. Okay, it will be on my farm. It will be on my side. It will be on my side. At the end of the day, they end up not doing that project. What will it have caused them? Okay, let's do it on A's farm. Let's do the project on your land. When the project start yielding, start bringing something, then we can move to somebody else's farmland and replicate it. Instead of dragging, no, it should be on my farm, it should be on my farm. 1, we don't trust each other. 2, we don't have this partnership spirit. Like I said, everyone do want to be a CEO. You don't have to be CEO. Agric is not like that. Like we were saying, like I'm advising again, if you have funds, please don't come into production. When I mean production, is rearing of animals, rearing of belts, or crops, as in growing of plants, growing of crops. Please don't come into production. If you have money, go into processing. Yes. And there's one problem. Even if you want to go into processing, you need to work with some other farmers. Now, we have this mentality. I will see a lot of people, we don't stay in the farm area most of the time. They will come from the city with the money and every other thing. The next thing, they start farming. When people that are on the farm, the rural farm, no, you can do this. No, this is not what I was told. No, they shun them off. Eventually, after 2-3 years, they pack their load and go. So please, let's try to see, like I told people, I blend the rural with the internet, with the outside. I blend the two together. You need to learn to blend the two together. Don't throw anything away. No. Knowledge is not on one side. You need to, the rural side, the rural farmers, they are very smart. And then you can bring your own and use it to some extent, just push some things together. Like for it to be good. I'm still expecting some question. Inquirer, whereby there is less. Somebody said, so what are our governors doing down south? My sister, I don't know. I don't know whatever they are doing. I don't know. Now, inquirer, whereby there's less swampy area, what do you advise? Okay, like I said, I said initially, I said you need to form rain harvesting. I told you what rain harvesting is. Rain harvesting is excavating the place, the soil that you excavate from there, use it as a boundary and everything. You store the water. By the time, during dry season, you use the water. Rainy season, it fills back again. You wonder, Israel, they don't have much rainfall as we do. Some other country, they don't have much rainfall. And please, when we start waiting for government, it's like we are going to wait forever. I'm sorry to use that word. We are going to wait forever. So please, let's wait for government. Let's do whatever we can do. While waiting for question, let me put in this. We have training on the farm. Yes, we have practical trainings on the farm where people come. I'm pleading with you. We need farm managers. We need people that will go. You see, there are lots of people that want to invest in Nigeria. Whereas there are lots of people going out there. They are going with certificates. They are going with this. They are going with that. You see me, I don't have certificate in agriculture. I don't. But it's my passion that pushed me to what I'm doing. When you have passion, special interest in something, you research, you do this. So please, if you have cousins, nephews, whatever, that have that interest, just slight interest, send them to us. Let's build it. No, it's not free. You pay for them. But I can guarantee you when they finish, we get them jobs. We get them, I even sometimes, like I told you, we give free land here for people to practice. We get them something outside to do. We have some ex-participants there working somewhere else and everything. You see, and then there's, like I was saying, if you are coming, don't come into crop. We already have enough farmers. Let me tell you something. Production, like livestock, farming, those are the easiest, shortest end of getting into agriculture. And we have plenty people there. Why? See, if I just have small money and one small land, one chicken money, I've become farmer. If this one he has become farmer. But what we want is, we want people that we set up 10 people. You can come together, set up a processing, set up a dryer. Don't even process. Just set up a drying place. Just come to the rural side. Find one rural side where there are plenty farmer. Create a drying something. Use solar. If you can't use solar, find a way. Create something there. I'm telling you, will earn money every day, every blessed day. Farmer into yam flour. They want to turn pepper into dry pepper. They will pay you per day. See, the chicken money you are seeing, 1,000, 2,000, 300 every day. It's money, oh. But so if you have money, don't come into production again. See, I'll tell you something. I told you, sorry, Omido, I've not brought my picture. I said I built a small local drying something on my farm. I've not been to farm. I will have brought the picture. You see, when this thing is meant for, now we're entering rainy season. As I'm telling you, every farmer in my community now will plant pepper. They will just put it on the soil. They won't take care of it, of course. They will just put it scatter like that. But it will fruit in a way. It may not produce for them. They are plenty crops. Pepper, tomato, yam, cassava, guinea corn. They plant everything plantable. So that pepper is just an addition for them. So if they harvest just one basket, they are taking to the market. 2 baskets, they are taking to the market. And then to get to the time, the same now that they are selling 2,000, 2,500, we will now be selling for 200, 300, 400. So what do? My local oven, I will just be buying from them, drying it. Because that same dry pepper will soon be expensive again. Because, you understand what I was saying about the pepper in the other day that I went to the market. I saw the dry pepper they were selling. Meanwhile, we've sold fresh at a giveaway price. So that's why I said do process. Just a dryer. Find a locality. Find a place. Sir, somebody says, sir, my boy is very happy today. Thanks to madam. Thank you, sir. In fact, you see, this one of my oga, he sent somebody across here for training. It's almost a year now. The guy came here. He was here and His performance was excellent, I must say. He really impressed me. And when there was opportunity for farm manager, I just told him, okay, just go to this place. And he has been there since. After all now, he has been collecting his money and he's not sending it to me. Yes. So that's what I do on the farm. That's what we do. And like I said, it's almost like I'm begging people, please come for training. See, the challenge is that there are people that ask me, give me farm manager. Let me get farm manager. I can only recommend the people I can only recommend people that I say, okay, look, I see the passion. You don't have to have experience before you come here. By the time you come here, you learn some skills, you get some skills. By the time you come to the farm, like I told you, it's a village lifestyle. You even love it anyway. So, sir, thank you for sending him. I think you contributed a lot to him. At least now he will have you to thank for that for the rest of his life. And he's learning there too. Now, is there a way we can organize a farm management training, ma? Yes, we do that on my farm. I have a practical training, theory, practical, you see it live and every other thing. We have that on the farm every three months. Though we postponed because of COVID, but I think COVID is now becoming, I don't know, I won't talk about that. So our training is resuming by June 22nd. Actually, we have just few slots. I think we don't take more than 5 to 10 students. So it's first come, first serve. Because of accommodation, we provide accommodation for people that come for the training. Because we can't ask you to travel from Lagos, Port Harcourt and everything and start looking for accommodation. So we provide accommodation for people when they come for training. And the training fee is chicken in the morning. For the 3 months, we give you accommodation, we train you, we do everything. We take anyone that is coming, take care of their own feeding and other maintenance, but we provide accommodation. The training is just 100,000 for the 3 months. And there's a lot of goodies attached to it. Now, so please, can I get your WhatsApp and call number, ma? Yes, I think it's all on my timeline. My numbers are on my timeline. Okay, so good job, Antinka. Thank you, sir. So you see, what we are trying to do, let me explain something to you. You see, there is one challenge we have. When people have information, we hoard information. And I will tell you, yes, I give a lot of information free because it's not because, see, only me. Knowledge is not just in one place. It doesn't end in one place. So we have to share it with other people. And then you see, when my neighbor is doing fine, I will also be fine. When my community is doing fine, I will also be fine. So please, there are a lot of opportunity in agri, but when people say that, I will say, don't jump into it. Don't jump into it. I will start giving, if you ask me, I will tell you why I said don't jump into it. I've learned my lesson the hard way in farming. Now, where is the location? Yes, our location is on Oyo State. It is called, it's a village called Agua Modu, Shaki's local government of Oyo State. We're in Oyo State. I think this is our 5th year. We actually plan to do one party like that for May. But unfortunately, COVID disrupted everything because this May makes 5 years we've been doing training here. Okay, so now, kudos to you, sister. Do you have a database of your interns one can access for farm management? Yes, I do. I have the database for them, but I have to contact them and then let them contact you so that if they want to work with you. So, okay, so now, like we were saying, now that everybody is shouting, agric is the oil, agric is the oil, agric is the oil. You see, the agric is the oil is not that you just start, like oil, you go there, you start drilling, you start getting the oil. Agric is not like that. You have to work for it. But like I said, the soil takes care of you when you take care of the soil. The soil takes care of you when you take care of the soil. Please, let's have some other questions. If you have questions here, our time is almost spent. But if you have questions, I will attend to it before we leave. Okay, so you see, and now, like I said, there are some sets of people I would also like to address. People that are staying outside the country. I've been thinking, there's a lot of people that said, I want to invest. And like I told you, management has been a major issue. But I'm saying this, I'm just suggesting, I'm not getting involved. But what I think is that, you see, you can look at, like the drying I mentioned, look at the drying system. There's another one thing you can do. We don't have much of the swampy area around. You can invest in rain harvesting. You can buy a land. Yes, buy a land. Excavate the land. But look for areas where farmers are. Buy the land, excavate the land, and then lease it out to farmer. Now, by leasing it out to farmer means they pay to use that water. And see, you are not going to get your money back immediately. No. But believe me, you keep on harvesting. Let me call it harvesting. Keep on harvesting that money from that your water for a very long time. All these dams that were created by government has been created even before some of us were born, and they're still using them. You know what I mean? So you can do that. That's an investment that I know is easy for somebody that is not staying in the country. Now, all you need to do, you know the farmers that are using it, and you know when to collect your money from them, and you know they are by the water side. Yes, you lease the water. See what government did in Kano, in the north. You know, all these their boreholes, all these their dams and everything. The government created the dams, yes. And what farmers do every year is that they go there, they lease it. The government create the land and cleared it. So the farmer goes there, they lease the land, they pay for land, and they pay for water rates. That is how they grow their crops. So nothing concerns the government with whatever they grow, or if you don't grow anything or you didn't do it very well. It's not their business. But before they can give you space to use, you collect your money before you give it to them. Okay, my water rate, they pay for water rate and they pay for your land rate, and then you leave. By the time it's 1 year, it's just like house rent. By the time it's 1 year, you call them again. Oga, my money for land is due. If they don't give you, you send them away. You know, that's what I feel people that are not staying here can do. There's another business. There are some, I've been thinking about them. I think I'll put them together and then people can have it. There are a lot. Like the drying stuff. The other time I think I was discussing with somebody. I said, look, see my 12. There was a time I was stranded in my 12. Not stranded. I went to supply tomatoes and it was midnight. We got there, police, they delayed us on the road. And by the time we finished in my 12, it was around 1 o'clock, whatever. And I couldn't even get back. So I even wanted to find an hotel close by, but I couldn't get. So I sat down with the Métis. Those Métis that stay across the road. I have to sit down with them till morning. So while sitting down there, I supplied my own tomatoes into the market. So while sitting down, of course, you won't be able to close your eyes. Sitting down there just in front of my 12 in Lagos. And then I see trailers coming in. Trailers were coming off tomatoes midnight. As I was sitting down there, I counted about 15 trailers, 30-ton trailers. Now imagine all those tomatoes. They will sell some, they will not sell everything. And so because the time all these vegetables come is when farmer plant plenty, is glut period. Remember what I defined glut for you. So when these tomatoes come and it's plenty like that, you can have a place there, a storage facility, a storage cold room. Put a solar there. If you can invest in solar, then put just one person there. You arrange it. They store the baskets there. I'm sure a lot of people will store there. You store it there and they can sell it some other time. Even if it is 500 naira, 1,000 naira, you are making, daily pay at times. Daily pay, it matters. By the time you check your account, you see that money has come. Those are small little investment that somebody that's not in Nigeria can do. Since it's solar, you are not running fuel, you are not running gen. You just put somebody there, giving them receipt. They will still cheat you, of course, yes, but at least to some extent it's reduced, and you might even know the quantity that is there. You can even put CCTV there. You know whatever is inside the place. Sorry. That's my thought. If I have money, I will do that. So if you think, then if one person cannot do it, you can partner with somebody. Please, partner 1, 2, 3 people and do something. The one makes a lot of sense. Now, madam, why do civil servants up north make it happen? And sir, the thing is, civil servants up north, they participate in farming. They participate in those processes. I have a friend among them in Kano. Then he's a civil servant. Is working. He's even in charge of that water. What he tells me is that when they lease the land to the farmers, they themselves lease land and then get the farmers to work on their own land, so that when they harvest, the farmer has his own commission. The civil servant still have another additional commission to his salary. Every civil servant in the north or has a link to a farm, or they are investing in farmers. But here, I don't know how to defend the Southwest. Honestly, I don't know. Actually, I try as much as possible to keep from anything that will make me have issues with civil servants in Southwest, because it's horrible. The experiences are always horrible. Okay, for instance, last 2-3 weeks, I was planning. I want to pay for them to come and plow some place on my farm. When the operator came, because it's as if I was telling him, no, this is what I want. He didn't even answer me. Why? Because I'm not paying his salary. And now, apart from paying his salary, the money I paid is not coming to his pocket. It's going to one oga or whatever. So it was not. So when next I want to work, I told them, look, I don't want that guy again. Because me, I worked for my own money. I'm not collecting ogata. So the issue with Southwest operator and Southwest civil servant, I don't really know. I don't know, sincerely. It's horrible. They are horrible people. Horrible people. I will say that again. I tried as much. Excavator. I've been looking for excavator in our local government here since last year March. Up till now, they are yet to link me with the person in charge of the excavator. As in, it's not that free. I will pay to get excavator from them, but they will keep posting you. I don't even know who will give me, who will lease, how much I'm going to get the excavator. The next thing they will do is, if they have access to it outside, they might even tell you you should go and lease outside and leave the government home. Yes, it's what they do that with bulldozers some other time. Okay, please do that. Put the list of what Abroadians can do. Yes, I will do that. I think today I've even been putting some things down. Okay, want that salesperson to be cheating? Exactly. That's why I said you need. You really need Nigeria. Like I said, people don't work in Nigeria for tomorrow's sake. Even skilled people and everything, they don't work in the sense to say, okay, look, if I work for you today, tomorrow you'll be able to call me back. No, they don't do that. Instead, it is what I will get today I want to get. So, and when you are putting somebody there in that shop, like I said, CCTV works. Like, see, there are things that we can make to work here. It's just that they might be expensive to set up. That's why I'm saying this out for anybody that can afford it. You put CCTV, even on the farms. You know how people check their farms. If you can afford, put CCTV. But the issue with CCTV again is you still need electricity. So, like I said, it comes to solar. Solar is expensive. You see how we are picking the challenges and we are trying to solve one. Another one is coming up again. But if one person cannot do it, why don't you partner? If you partner with 2-3 people and you do this, there's possibility that, see, I was telling somebody something this evening. I said, if 10 people partner, you want to start a project, instead of 10 of you dealing with 10 other people, okay, A will be dealing with 1 person, B will be, instead of 10 of you dealing with 10 people, 10 of you will be dealing with 3 people. One, you've cut down the wahala, the issues you are going to have. Instead of 10 of you, there's a lot of things you will cut down if we partner. Please, we should try to do that. Let's look at how you can have a partnership. Then your cost. Now you want to run 1 acre. Somebody else wants to run 1 acre. Why don't you combine and run 2 acres? Now you have to buy, for each acre, you have to buy 2 sprayers. Instead of 2 sprayers, that means the 2 sprayers you buy for 1 acre, you can use it for 10 acres. The 2 this you buy, it's kind of cost effective. I think we should look into that. Don't say, okay, only me, I want to have it. No, call one of your sister, call one of your brother. Partner. With partnership, the cost you invest, it reduces. And then the humans you are dealing with is reduced. If you are running the solar stuff, you put it in one place. If it works well, you improvise on it and put it in another market. Do you know in Lagos alone, when I was checking one list about 3 years ago, there were 200 markets in Lagos. 200 markets that they go almost, that it opens every day. And you can imagine the quantity of perishable goods. Let me tell you another business in my 12. Do you know my 12 has plenty perishable things and they have to beg whatever. You go to my 12, it's always smelling, it's always dirty, do you know, you go there, you borrow boots, you borrow this, it's somehow. So do you know, if people can come together, there's something we call biodigester. You know what biodigester does? Biodigester is a kind of process where all the waste we have and everything, it's going to a system and bring out gas for you. And that gas that it brings for you, you use the gas to power your house, electricity and everything. Do you know we have enough waste to feed that biodigester every day in my 12. We have enough waste to feed that biodigester at all the what do they call this place? They are killing cows and everything. All those waste there, they go into biodigester and it generates electricity. Why is somebody not doing this? I was telling somebody this afternoon, I said, well, rich man is talking, poor man say he gets idea. Which idea you get? See, there are a lot of, I see opportunities in Nigeria, you see. So, like in my 12, on all this market, there are enough waste to generate biogas that will supply every place. If we generate the one that will supply more than my 12. I was discussing with somebody that I said if I can just get 200 pig, their waste alone will generate biogas, will generate 10 kVA, 15 kVA gas for me to power whatever I want to power. Now imagine you have poultry, you are not thinking of what can you get out of that. A lot of people have plenty poultry, they have plenty piggery, they have plenty this. Why can't you guys partner? If I have 20 cows or 20 pigs, 20 this, we partner, we generate something, and then if they cannot do it, let me tell you something. Most of us that are in the farm, we have chicken money, that's why we start farm. And so you find out we keep reinvesting that our money into farm. So but those of you outside there, you can look into all this extraction. For instance, poultry, 10 poultry in your place or whatever, discuss with them. Okay guys, I want to cite about digester here. All I need is I will be cleaning your poultry for you. Yeah, you clean their poultry for them and you get your gas and you sell your gas, even domestic gas, homemade gas that you used to cook at the home. You can Google it, look at biodigester in African countries, not Oyibo story now. Okay, I'm answering some questions. Yeah, okay. Do you have a WhatsApp group? No, I don't have WhatsApp group, but I have a website. You can check things there. I have a Facebook page. I'm always on Facebook. I'm trying to be tech whatever. I don't know. I'm a village farmer. Okay, so you see, there are a lot of, the little one opportunities I'm bringing out. It's not that there's not going to be challenges, but believe me, anything you want to do, you can't just get everything done in one day. There will definitely be challenges, but believe me, if you are determined and you work with a team, or you work with a group, or you look for, like the biodigester thing, I feel bad when I get to my 12 every day. The place is so dirty, stinking, and it's not only my 12, virtually every market in Nigeria. All this waste, let's turn it into biogas. And do you know what? I called somebody the other day. We were discussing this biogas go to other countries. They even make it into small pieces that every homes now use gas to cook. They don't look for firewood again. They don't use stove. They don't use this. You understand what I mean? Every homes in Kenya, some parts of Ghana, some part of Zambia. Small, you know what I mean? So and we have the waste in Nigeria. Then to pack it, you see, it's so I don't know what to say. So we have a lot of waste. We have a lot of things that we can convert to something else. Like enough of things anyway. I don't know. So these are the business opportunities around. And like I said, don't go into production again. You just look at what you can convert from farmers and turn into something. We already have enough farmers. We are plenty farmer. Okay, good evening, ma. Thank you so much for these insightful ideas. You are welcome, ma. So please, do you have other questions? I have 4 minutes more, 5 minutes more. So these are the opportunities. There's still lots and lots more. I know, like I said, by the time the question comes, I have whatever, I will just have something to say about it. So please don't even think of you want to plant pepper, you want to plant tomato. Don't come, or we don't want to at all. But look, what can you add? Right here this evening, I've mentioned drying, I've mentioned the biodigester, I've mentioned the solar, the cold store. You don't need a big space. I've mentioned the cold storage facility. And do you know if you have I've mentioned the cold storage, I've mentioned the solar, I've mentioned the biodigester. And what else again? So there's still more. There's still lots more. But like I said, if only one person cannot do it, you can partner. And then there's a lot of opportunities in Nigeria. I know, yes, we have challenges when you talk of human resources, management, and I know, but believe me, it can be worked around. Okay, for instance, I saw there's somebody I saw. He doesn't farm. Do you know what he did? He only built a place, and then he worked with farmers. He looked for the best seed. He looked for the best seed that would be good for the farmers. He distributed it to the farmers. In Zambia, you can go KK Fresh. He distributes the seed and give to farmers, and then farmers, when they harvest, they bring it directly to you because they know they are sure markets. Do you know what farmers in the village always say? They say, as long as there's market, and that as long as there's market, they will produce. But the problem is, okay, I produce tomato now. Imagine I'm selling a 10 kg tomato for 100 naira, 200 naira. How will you encourage me to plant another time? Yes, maybe, like I said, post-COVID will make food to be expensive, but even if it is expensive post-COVID, how productive are the farm? You understand what I mean? How many can you buy? Do you know how many things went to waste during this COVID stuff? So many things were going to waste. A lot of farmers lost. They lose a lot of things during this COVID, and nobody's going to compensate them. But you know what? They will still go to farm. We will still be on the farm, because you see, it's passion, is interest. It's passion, is interest. So so don't come to farm, don't cultivate, don't rear chickens, don't rear anything. But let's add value to what those people that are already doing it, what they are doing. Let's add value. There was a video I saw of the former AFDB president, Mr. Akinwumi or whatever. I saw a video I saw a video yesterday, and the video was saying, okay, cocoa, Nigeria, we don't add value to it. We produce granules, we produce all this. Do you know cocoa? Cocoa price will always come down, but chocolate price will never come down. Why? Because it's end product. But cocoa, you see, farmers will just like the same thing I mentioned about plantain. Farmers will produce plenty and be looking for wood to buy at whatever cost. Just buy it. Just take it from me. I don't want it again, because I just want some money to feed myself. But let's assume there's a processing company that is taking it up. They will be supplying you, and then it won't have much waste. You will even employ, we produce cocoa, we produce cashew in bulk, but we cannot process it. We are taking it outside. There's a lot of things we produce. We take it outside, and the price is stable right there. But here, the price of the raw material is always fluctuating, because we don't have any alternative. We don't have where to keep it. So please, you should look at processing. Combine, form a group, whatever we can do, let's see it. Now, the one question, any thoughts on opportunities in agricultural food processing? You came late, ma. I've been explaining it. Yes, like I said, processing facilities, processing materials are quite expensive. As in, for instance, if you want to do all this packaging and whatever, it's a long process, and the challenge. So, like the shortest one, the fastest one is drying. Like I said, just get a dryer. Like, you see, I keep using solar because there is no electricity. Like I told you, in my village today now, they give us electricity for 12 hours. You know why? Because tomorrow you have to pay your NEPA bill. So people were jubilating today, but already they know, everybody was, NEPA is coming tomorrow. That's what they do. So once it's month-end like this, we get light for maybe that one day, we get 12 hours. After that, they start cutting lights. After they cut the electricity, they cut the light, everybody goes. So you know what I mean. So there's no anything you are planning to work with in Nigeria, forget about electricity. Don't even bother about it. Hello, madam. Can you organize crowdfunding for an agri project for investors? Folk living abroad would be interested to invest in someone like you that have the skills and knowledge. No, sir. For now. Okay, let me tell you why I'm not doing this for now. You see, agric is a difficult terrain. I'm into crop. Gradually, I'm a bit diverting to some livestock. I will not post that yet until when I've learned my lesson to some extent there. Now, you see, when people say crowdfunding, for how long do they have the patience to wait? You know what I mean? Now, if I say, come, bring money, crowdfund, everybody is expecting by 12 months. This is June, May. By next year, May, they want me to start saying, this is the money. No. If I ask you to crowdfund now, the first thing I'm going to look into, personally, if I have my own money, the first thing I'm going to look into is machineries. So if I'm using your money, if I'm using the money you crowdfund to buy machineries for the first year, what do you expect me to bring out for you for the second year? Nothing. But meanwhile, that is the expectations of everyone. That is everybody's expectation. So that's why when people tell you, bring this, I'll give you this, I smiled, I laughed, I know they are deceiving everybody. Because for me personally, with the little experience I have, I'll first rather have the machineries for the first year, then maybe second year, you start full production. But if you don't have the machineries, for instance, you want to use tractor, you don't get to use that at the right time, you didn't get the best shapers, you understand what I mean? Then you are still going to waste that fund, and you are still not going to get anything out. So for me, for now, no. I'm not ready. I'm not matured. I'm not matured for that, for crowdfunding, for agri project. Thank you, sir, for the offer, but sincerely, I'm not mature for it. Okay, if we don't have any question again, do I say, okay, so same time, next week, 8 o'clock, let's make it every Saturday. You can invite somebody else. If you have question, I can, to the best of my knowledge. And you see, at least I've seen it to some extent in the farm. Okay, another question here. Ma, you are right about the processing. I deal in exportation of agro produce, and mostly they order for our raw produce. But the issue on local processing of this produce is more critical due to lack of effective material tools. Exactly. You can see now we are as if we are speaking the same language. We don't have the machine, have a lot of things to do so many things, and if we don't have that, if I say bring money and then I start doing this, believe me, at the end of the day, because you know me now, I always fight people online, because right from the first day I'll tell you, no, this thing is not going to go on. So like I said, agric, like every other business, is something you build. It's not something you bring money today and get money tomorrow. But machineries are very, very important. You know what I mean by machineries? As in, see, we don't have, like I told you at the beginning of this, I told you I have these laborers on my farm. When I ask them to be making raised beds for me, on my raised bed I want to do 1 acre raised bed, which is 80 beds, and they were doing 5 per day. I can't even do 1/10 bed per day. So I pitied those. I told them, wow, this is hard work. So as I'm speaking with you, I'm making arrangement to get a bed shaper. What I mean by a bed shaper is you attach it to a tractor and it's formed the shape of the bed for you. But if I keep asking them to use hand, how many months are we going to make 1 acre, 2 acres? It will take us several months. And you know, the bed shaper is not going to come cheap. It's not going to come easy. Somebody said there's working tractor. There's something we call working tractor. Working tractor, you have to push it. The first thing is, can I push it? No. So do I have to be waiting for somebody to come and push it for me? I don't think I want to do that too. So the best thing is, get the right tools that you can use, that you attach to tractors. Then you call the operator, you pay them the normal fee, but they use your own tools. You attach it and you move it. You are welcome, you are welcome, you are welcome, sir. So same time next week, and thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.